Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a really great day. I wanted to show you one of the new products that's in the new annual catalog. It was something that I could pre-order with several weeks ago, but it's been sitting on my desk while I've been trying to come up with some ideas on how to use it. And then the last couple of days, I thought of two really good ideas. One was for my mother for Mother's Day, which when I'm making this video, it's tomorrow. But obviously I'm not going to show you the video until after Mother's Day because she's also a stamper too. So I don't want her to see it before I give it to her. But anyway, so this is the suite. It's called the Hues of Happiness. It's on page 108 and 109 of the annual catalog. The suite is the stamps, the dies, the beautiful paper. I'm going to show you that. And then there's also these glossy dots assortment, which are really pretty. So I just wanted to show you a couple of things. And then I'm gonna try to come up with a new card to make during this video too. All right, so here is the stamp set. It's not in there because I used something, but this is what it looks like. This is a little smaller than it actually is. It's about this big as it shows in the catalog. It's really pretty. It's got lots of nice sentiments in it. Here's the dies, which I've used those a ton, and I'll show you how in just a minute. I love this one right here. It's like a spiral notebook cut. Like I did it on this card right here. This is also for a very good friend of mine who is also a stamper. Her birthday is a few days after, or it's about exactly a week after Mother's Day. So I'm gonna try to give her this a little early. She's coming to my next class, so maybe I'll give it to her during the class. But that's what I use down there. I just love that part of it. And then what else? Okay, so these are the glossy dots. They are so pretty. I mean, I love them. I love shiny stuff. Okay, so the paper. This is just really, really pretty paper. I got it. I'm gonna leave that one off to the side. These are just, I mean, I just love it. It's just some of the prettiest paper I've ever seen. Just very cheerful. Okay, so two of the papers, these right here, the backs of them are all these flowers, okay? So if you can see, you can die cut these. You would think I would have this, since I'll show you how many I've die cut. Yeah, see that one fits that. This one fits this one. I hope you can see all that. What is this one? This one. Then this one. And even the leaves. There. And this. And then there's a few extra that I think may show up in some of the other papers. I haven't really gone through it and tried the other ones, but it's the dies, these two right here, that go for these two. Okay, so you can see, you can end up die cutting a million, not a million, but you know what I'm saying, lots of flowers. So what I did for this card, for my mom, I used these colors right here. And then this one for my friend, she likes purple, so I used the purple ones from this one. And as you can see, this other piece of paper, I did the whole thing. I mean, I'm gonna show you the little, if I can find it. Yeah, here they are. I kept all this just to show you guys. This is the paper after I die cut all the stuff out of them. Okay, so I mean, that gives you a ton of flowers and leaves and stuff like that. I mean, really pretty stuff. I mean, I haven't even stamped any of the flowers yet. I mean, I will, but you know, to make a card like these two with so many flowers, these are outlines, and then you obviously you can color them in, obviously with the blends markers or the watercolor. I mean, there's a million different ways you could color them in, but I didn't want to do that. I just came up with an idea, and I thought this would be perfect. So here's the piece of paper that was like this. And so what I did was I cut it 3 times, because to send it through the machine, it can't be this wide. So what I did was I just, with scissors, cut it out around each color so that I could start die cutting them. And I obviously did for this one. I die cut some of them. And I will tell you, when I did the other one, the pink one with the yellow, I did that over 3 days, because if I tried to die cut all of those in one day, they would end up looking terrible, because it's, you know, it's kind of boring and time consuming. So that's how I did it. I took 3 days to do it. So anyway, so here's how I did both these cards. I mean, this one, I was so excited about it. My mom loves pink and green. The Happy Mother's Day is from the Celebrating You stamp set. It is in the mini catalog, but it's also in the new annual catalog, so it's sticking around. The frame behind it is the new Fabulous Frames. That's how, this one right here is how I did. That's Mossy Meadow. And then I use these in Melon Mambo to put on the side. And then, of course, like I always tell you, on both of these cards, stitched rectangles right here. That's how I did the sentiments on both of these cards. The new fern embossing folder that's in the new catalog is on the background of this one. This one, the embossing folder is the gingham embossing folder on the background. The Happy Birthday is from this stamp set right there. So anyway, so these are just really, really pretty cards. If you stamped all these images and die cut them, it would take me a lot longer. And I love being able to use the paper for stuff. So, all right, so I'm gonna set this stuff aside, and then I'm gonna try and use some of my other ones, and I'll die cut some more of these. And I have an idea in my head, so I'm gonna show you how we make it. Okay, guys. So I die cut most of them, but I wanted to show you how I do it to take it less time than doing one at a time, which I'm sure some of you are like, well, I know how to do that, but I just wanted to show how I do it and how I came up with it after I had pretty much finished the whole thing, but not really. Okay, so I started on the paper that has the blue and purple flowers, and I left just a little bit left because I just wanted to show you how I do it. Now, Stampin' Up! Came out with a new magnetic plate to use with the die cut machine. I have not gotten mine yet, but I just wanted to show you what I use a lot of times when I'm doing more than one die cut at a time, because you know, if you're just doing one at a time, like I did the first paper, it takes forever. But a lot of times, even with a magnetic base, if you put on a whole bunch of dies at once, they can shift a little, especially when you start rolling it through, they can shift a little. And it's hard to notice. If you're just doing one, you can tell if it shifts and you can stop it before it goes through. But this way, I think, has been really good for me. Okay. So we got a flower here, one of the big ones. Okay, so what I'm using here, these are Post-it note, I don't even know what they're called, but you can look at them, you can know what I mean. Okay, so I'm using those. You don't want to do things too close together. want to stick those on. And you want it to stick to the paper outside of where the die is, obviously, to keep it straight. Let's see, what else can we do here? I can do this one. Okay. All right, I can do that one right there. I've already come up with an idea for another card, so I'll do that next. And then I came up with another idea, so I'll do that one too. It'll just be a separate video. Okay, so I do have this right here. I do the ones on the side, you can see, and like this one, you know, and this one, there's lots of them. I take it from all, I die cut all the ones, because with some of the cards I make, you can, yeah, that one's touching that one, so I can't do that. Oh, look at that. I just threw it across my room. Okay, well, I'll get that later. Anyway, all right, here we go. But anyway, I like the ones on the edge because it's different cards and stuff. You can put them right on the edge and it's gonna be perfect for that. All right, so right there I did, let's see, 4 of them. There's one. Those don't last forever, but you can do quite a bit with them before you need to throw them out. There's the leaves. Here's the big flower. Here's these leaves. There you go. So let me put them here so you can see them pretty good. So there you go. I did those. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can see, did all 4 of those, and one thing through my okay, sorry, it's doing that, but anyway, okay, so that's how I did that, and that's really great when you can do so many at once. It just takes the time, it decreases the time by quite a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to finish what's left on here. You think it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it is. I've got lots of leaves, and like I said, for this one right here, I probably won't do that one because there's not much there, but I'll do that one. Might do that one, definitely do all of these, and then some of the leaves. And then I'm going to show you my next card. This is really, really pretty stuff. And I think with just 2 sheets of the paper, you get 4 of them in the designer series paper. You get 4 of the ones with the flowers on them. So you could end up with double all this, and you can make so many beautiful cards with it. All right, when I get back, we'll start making that card. Okay, so I die cut every single one out of those 2 sheets of paper, and look at that. Tons of flowers and leaves. And that, from both those 2 pieces of paper, is also the ones I used on these cards. So, all right, I'm gonna clean this all up, and then I'm gonna show you my idea for the next card. But I'm telling you, look at all this. You could make so many pretty cards with these. I mean, I use, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on that, and 5 on that one. And then here are, I don't know. I mean, I haven't counted them, and I'm not going to, but there's probably 50. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this because they're so pretty. So let me clean this up, and then I'm going to show you what I am going to do for the next one. Okay, I just have to show you this picture really quick because I always talk about my cute little dog and she just came in here to watch me make this video. So I took a picture. I got to show it to you. Okay, isn't she cute? She loves to be in here with me. Okay, so what I decided to do for one of the cards I thought of making was something like this, where they're just at the top. I used one of each color. If you see here, this line here, what I used was, this is the basic borders dies, and I used this one, and I just, with a pencil, just drew a line. I don't know if I actually needed that, but it just kind of gave me an idea of how I want them to lay on there. You just sort of, it's almost like a smile. I'm just going to situate them so that there's no white space in between. I even got some leaves here that'll help me with some of the white space. All right, well, we'll figure that out in a minute. First thing I want to do is, here's the Hive embossing folder. I'm going to do that for the background. This paper is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then some leaves. All right, and so then these dies, and I cannot think of their name. They are in the mini catalog, but they have made it to the main catalog, so they're still, you can still get them. And I took out the ones that are the thanks and you. Now, obviously you don't want to say thanks you, but once I die cut it, I'll just cut off that S. And I think what I'm going to do is, here's one of the papers that's in the happiness or hues of happiness, or you would think I would remember it, but I don't. I love this one with all the different colors. I think I'm going to, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to die cut these out of that and see how that looks. I'm going to cut this about 1.5 inches, and then we'll try that and see if that works. Okay, so you can see I cut, this is 1.5 inches of the paper out, and then I did the thanks and the U, and see, that's how it looks. I think that's really, really cool. Obviously, again, we're not going to use the S on this. So just cut that off, and then it's thank you. So I think I figured out how I want them to look. Like I said, I'll glue them down and then I'll cut off the sides. So let me do that, and then I will show you what it looks like at the end. I added one more flower. I added the dark purple, the Gorgeous Grape, I think is the color of that one. I'm almost 100% sure. I added one more just to give it so it's a little fuller, but you can see it hangs over the top by quite a bit and over the sides a little bit. So I'm gonna glue them all down, then I'll cut it off and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I glued them down. You can see how they hang over the top and the edges. So I could just put these in a paper trimmer and cut them sometimes when you're doing more than one sheet, it's a little harder. I just figure I'd do this with scissors. Sorry. Let's see if we can... All right, so there's the front of our card, and then the adhesive sheets would work good for this too, but see, sorry, I thought you could be able to see me do that. Move this down a bit. My hands are sticky from doing all the glue on the leaves, or on the flowers and leaves too. See, just wants to hold it up there. All right. So I think that turns out really cool looking. I'm not sure what color I'm going to put behind it, but I'm going to figure that out, and then we'll finish it. Okay guys, I finally decided what color to use for the card base. I looked at it with lots of different colors, you know, but then I decided I would just use white because there's so much color here that with white being behind it, it really kind of stands out. So, all right, well, that's how I showed you 3 different cards I made with those 2 sheets of paper, and this is what's left. So, can make lots and lots of things. Just 2 sheets of paper. If you did all 4 of them, you'd have double this. But it just, I love when you can do stuff like that, because it's just leads to some really pretty and cheerful cards. All right, well, if you have any questions, let me know, and have a great day.